Are you ready to improve your performance on the basketball court by spending more time on the yoga mat? Well, whether you're looking to improve your agility, your vertical, or just your overall recovery off the court, this flow will help you stretch and mobilize the muscles you need to take your basketball game to the next level. I'm Natalia. I'm a certified strength and conditioning coach and a yoga instructor, and I'm here with Carey. He's a basketball player and a frequent yogi. And today we're going to guide you through a quick yoga flow crafted specifically for basketball players. You ready to go?
Let's get started.
From your standing position, start to forward fold. Walk your hands out in front of you and find a tabletop position. Your shoulders will be stacked over your wrists and your hips over your knees. As you inhale, untuck the tailbone, drop the belly down, broaden the chest and the shoulders. And as you exhale, push the ground away, round your back, and tuck the chin. Let's do this a few times. As you inhale, you'll find your cow pose. Untuck tailbone, belly drops, collarbone broadens, chin lifts. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, belly button to spine, and tuck the chin. One more time, moving at your breath. Inhale, find your cow pose, belly drops, chin lifts. Exhale, find your cat pose. Push the ground away, round the back. On your next breath in, find a neutral spine. Right hand will lift to the ceiling as you take your breath out. Stay for a breath in, reach long. And as you exhale, we'll thread the needle, right hand under left, slowly bringing the right shoulder to the mat if that's accessible to you. Maybe your cheek finds the ground as well. We'll stay here. Breathe in as you slide your left hand long in front of you, finding the top of the mat. It might feel interesting to walk that left hand over to the right side of your space. And as you take your next breath in, dial your left hip backwards. The goal here being to be nice and square. As you breathe in, wrap the right ribs a little further underneath of the left. And stay for your slow, steady breath out. On your next inhale, slowly bring the left hand back to frame the face. And as you exhale, push the ground away as you reach the hand up to the ceiling. When you're ready, we'll bring the right hand down to the mat. And we'll get ready to do the other side. Reach the left hand to the ceiling. And as you slowly breathe out, we'll thread the needle, bringing the left shoulder closer to the mat. On your next breath in, slide the right hand towards the top of your mat. And walk that right hand to the left side of your space. Slowly and delicately push the right hip back in space. And wrap the left ribs underneath the right. Stay for one big breath in and one big breath out. Slide the right hand back towards the face as you breathe in and push the ground away, left hand towards the ceiling as you breathe out. Heading back to your tabletop position. Let's take one round of cat-cow to clear that out. Belly drops as you inhale. Spine rounds as you exhale. Stay in this rounded position and find a downward facing dog as your knees and hips lift up and back. And in your dog, start to walk it out. Bend one knee, bend the other. Take your time. It might feel nice to bend both knees as you extend the hips up towards the ceiling and lengthen the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calves, the Achilles. From your downward facing dog, we'll step the right knee forward and place the right foot in between your hands. Keep the back knee lifted and start to rock back and forth slowly. Don't be alarmed if this feels like a lot. We're opening up the hips here. When you're ready, the right knee will stack over the right ankle, and as you take your next breath in, reach the right hand towards the ceiling, getting long across the thoracic spine. As you breathe out, bend the right elbow and bring the forearm down closer to the mat to increase the intensity in this hip stretch. Let's flow through this a couple times. Breath in, hand long towards the ceiling, opening up across the chest and the back. And as you exhale, bring the forearm down closer to the mat if you can reach it. One more time. Big breath in, we'll get nice and long. Big breath out, bring the forearm down. On your next breath in, we'll take that same position, reaching the right hand towards the ceiling, but this time we'll take some big circles with the arm, helping to open up the rotator cuff, which is pretty important in basketball. Let's take those same circles in the opposite direction. When you're ready, we'll bring that right hand down to the mat and slowly step the right foot back to find your downward facing dog. You might want to walk your dog by bending one knee and bending the other, and prepare to do the other side. When you're ready, drive the left knee towards the chest and step the left foot between the hands, keeping the back knee lifted. As you breathe in, left hand towards the ceiling this time, getting long across the back and the chest. And as you exhale, bring the left forearm down towards the mat. Remember, each side isn't the same. Let's flow through this a couple more times. Inhale, reach the hand long towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring the left forearm down to the mat. One more time. Breathe in, get long through the thoracic spine. And as you breathe out, bring the left forearm down. Nice job. Get long one more time. Breathe in, and this time we'll take those nice big circles, greasing the rotator cuff. And when you're ready, we'll take that same movement pattern in the opposite direction. We're heading back to down dog next. So let's place that palm back on the ground and step the left foot back. Take a moment here to reconnect with your breath, opting for any movement that might feel good for you and your body today. From down dog, we'll step the left foot forward in between the hands. This time rising up to high lunge, both hands high, getting long across the side body. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, find star pose, extending both legs and pivoting your toes. In this moment, we'll corkscrew the shoulders. That simply means that one hand will move backwards as one hand moves forward. This might feel interesting, but it's wonderful for the rotator cuff. Pass through a couple more times. Being mindful to take slow, deep breaths. Up next, we're heading into triangle. You'll pivot the right toes to face the back of your mat. And as you take a big breath in, get long across the arms. Start to reach the right hand far forward as you push the left hip back in space. And then when you're ready, you'll bring the right hand down towards your shin, maybe the floor, or a block if you're using one. Being mindful to keep both legs straight. Stay for a big breath in and tilt your gaze towards your left thumb. Stay for one more round of breath. Fill up and let it go. Slowly, we'll come back to center, rising up the same way you came down. Bring the hips back to neutral. When you're ready, pivot the left toes forward. Let's head into the other side of our triangle. Go ahead and find triangle by bringing the left hand down towards the shin. Dial your gaze up towards your right thumb. And stay for your breath out. One more round of breath in, getting long across the thoracic spine. Rising up to your original position, pivot the toes back forward. Stay for one more big breath in, and one more big breath out. Let's cartwheel the hands down towards the mat, and step the feet back to find your downward facing dog. Up next is the fan favorite of pigeon. Let's start with the right foot this time. When you're ready, you'll drive the right knee towards the right wrist, and we'll bring the right ankle towards the left side of your mat. Athletes, take it slow here. Pigeon can be a lot, especially for our hips. The back foot will rest nicely. If you feel good about it, we can pass through by bringing the chest a little closer to the floor on your next exhale. And as you breathe in, get long through the spine, elongate the torso, and rise up. We'll do this one more time. Let's stay for a big breath in. And slowly bring the chest to the ground. If this feels nice, you can stay here. Perhaps you bring your hands out in front of you, relax your forearms, and maybe you bring your forehead to the mat. Let's stay for one round of breath. When you're ready, we'll exit the way we entered. Walk your hands back, push into the mat, and lift the right leg off the ground and step the right foot back. We're gonna head into the other side, taking down dog as a transition. Left knee will come towards the left wrist, left ankle towards the right side of your mat. Place the shin down wherever it may land. The more parallel your shin is, the deeper this stretch will feel. Remember, athletes, you can stay here, upright, the entire time. But if you feel good, you can bring the chest down for a quick pass through as you exhale. Let's rise up one more time as you take a big breath in. And this time we'll bring the chest down to stay, if that felt nice. When you're ready, athletes, this time we're gonna find a kneeling position. You can push your hands on the mat to find space from the ground. And simply allow your right knee to meet your left, letting your glutes sit back in space towards the ankles and the heels. Settle in. Roll the shoulders back, elongate the spine. Take any movement that's necessary here to end your practice on a calm note. Let's take one breath in together. And one breath out. Thank yourself for taking the time to stretch on your mat today. Come back to this flow anytime your body needs some care off the court. And remember, yoga is a constant practice, and moves that might feel challenging will start to feel better over time as you keep exploring on your mat and as you keep increasing your flexibility. Thanks for flowing with me and with Carrie today. And for more like this, check out the Adidas blog.